Imagine working 40 years of your life, doing everything right, saving when you could, trusting the system, and then one day you realize something terrifying. You can't afford to stop working, not because you were lazy, not because you failed, but because the system quietly changed around you. Right now, millions of Americans are approaching retirement, and they're discovering that retirement, as they imagined it, no longer exists. This isn't coming someday. It's already happening. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the retirement crisis is getting worse, who it will hit the hardest, and why younger generations may never retire at all. Stay until the end, because reason number 1 affects everyone, even if you think you're prepared. Number 1. The retirement dream is collapsing for decades. Retirement followed a simple promise: work hard, save consistently, retire in your 60s, live comfortably. But that promise was built on a world that no longer exists. Back then, pensions were common, housing was affordable, healthcare costs were manageable. One income could support a household today. That entire foundation has crumbled. Most Americans are entering retirement with far less money than they need and far more expenses than they expected. And the numbers are brutal. A huge portion of retirees have less than $100,000 saved. Many have less than $25,000. That's not a retirement plan. That's a financial emergency. Number 2, savings are falling fast. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not saving enough. And it's not their fault. Wages have failed to keep up with housing costs, food prices, healthcare insurance taxes. Every year, more income goes toward survival, not savings. And when people do try to save, inflation quietly eats it away. That money you saved 10 years ago, it's worth significantly less today. So even disciplined savers are losing ground. And for millions living paycheck to paycheck, retirement savings simply never happen. Number 3, healthcare, the silent destroyer. Most people underestimate one thing more than anything else in retirement: healthcare. Medicare does not cover everything. Long-term care, assisted living, in-home care, mostly out of pocket. One medical emergency can erase decades of savings, and as people live longer, healthcare costs don't just rise, they compound. This is why many retirees are forced to go back to work, delay retirement indefinitely, rely on family for support. Retirement is no longer about freedom. It's about avoiding financial collapse. Number 4. Housing, the unexpected trap retirement used to mean no more rent. Now, many retirees are still paying housing costs well into old age. Why? Rising property taxes, higher insurance premiums, maintenance costs, rent increases. Downsizing doesn't always help. Moving is expensive. Affordable housing is scarce. Some retirees are even returning to work just to pay rent. Housing was once a safety net. Now it's one of the biggest threats to retirement security. Number 5. Social Security is not enough. Let's be clear. Social Security was never meant to fully support retirement, but today, millions depend on it as their primary income. And the reality? It barely covers basics. After rent, food, utilities, and healthcare, there's often nothing left. And future retirees face even more uncertainty as the worker-to-retiree ratio shrinks. The system faces long-term funding pressure. Social Security may still exist, but the lifestyle it supports keeps shrinking. Number 6. Retiring later is no longer a choice. One of the biggest signs of this crisis? People aren't retiring at 65 anymore. They're working into their late 60s, 70s, even 80s. Not because they want to, because they have to. But aging brings challenges, health issues, age discrimination, limited job options. The idea of working longer sounds good until your body can't keep up, and that's where the system completely breaks down. Number 7. The next generation is in even more trouble. Here's the scariest part. Younger generations are facing an even worse retirement future. Why? Higher debt, lower job stability, fewer benefits, higher living costs, less access to home ownership. Many will never experience pensions, stable long-term employment, affordable retirement housing, For millions, retirement won't be a phase of life. It will be a financial cliff. Number 8. What this really means. The retirement crisis isn't just about money. It's about loss of dignity, loss of independence, loss of security. It's about people who did everything right and still lost. And unless something changes, this crisis will become the defining economic disaster of the next generation. So the real question isn't, will retirement be harder? It's, who will still be able to retire at all? If this video made you think, share it with someone who believes retirement is still guaranteed. Subscribe for more deep dive documentaries on America's hidden economic crises, cost of living realities, and the systems quietly breaking around us. Because understanding the problem is the first step to surviving it.